Hello, I'm just was watering my plants actually, the few that I have sitting inside, nice and cozy because it's not so cozy outside. And I thought I'd just jump on, show you the few plants I have going at the moment at the 1st of March. And when I say few, it's very few. I've said before many times, but I'm in Zone 5B, Canada. So that's a shorter season, a more northern. I've got something here actually on my phone. Yeah, Weather Spark, which does weather all over the globe. This is what it says about Carbonear, which is the town I live in. In Carbonear, the summers are short and comfortable. The winters are long, freezing, snowy, and windy, and it's partly cloudy year-round. And then we go down to the warm season lasts for 2.9 months, and the winter is 6.8. That's the snow season, because it can go, well, they spell it out more down here. Enough said, here we are. November 4th to May 12th. Oh, 6.3 months. So that's why my season's a little shorter than some might have. I get about a minimal, if it's a rough year, and no two are alike, of course, and getting stranger for all of us all the time, aren't they? From 120 days, if you're really, really lucky, it could be more. Where I sit on the ocean is actually a little warmer, a lot warmer in some places than the rest of Newfoundland is. So yeah, I've only started a few plants. I've got the dates here. I started my Lancelot leeks on January 30th. That I have to do to get my leeks to this size. It's very early for many of you, but not for me. That's what works. February 14th, I started my celery. And February 18th, my Brussels sprouts. And the second sowing or succession sowing of my leeks. And then on February 26th, I've just started some onions. They haven't come up yet. Trying those from seed again. I'm really not good with that. They don't come out well for me. I use sets. But I've got my sets coming, but I also, I had to keep trying. Try again. It's the fun of gardening. So yeah, I'll just walk around quickly and show you that. It won't take too long. I'm doing well with my storage. I have a good haul of potatoes left. They're certainly going a bit over. Not rotten, but they're sprouting. But I can still use them and throw them in a few things. We're not a huge meat and potato every night type of thing, but I use them in soups and many, many dishes. I have one squash left, and that's only because I saved that one squash, a red curry, loads of garlic. I'm doing really well with the onions, I'm surprised. I have about 5 parsnips left in my crisper. I even have a couple of carrots that I've just left in there to see how, and they're perfect. But they ran out, and I've been buying carrots. In my freezer, really, really doing well, although I think I'm just used up my greens, the last of them this weekend. I didn't put as many in, and I didn't get the dandelions this season. I was just too busy at work to freeze some of those things. So those are something I'm going to focus on. A little bit of regret there, not getting around to it. I am getting down. I'm really, really pushing going through my freezer now. I don't want anything to carry over. Obviously, it's not going to be so good. So I'm getting through my demi-sec beans. They've been great, a great boon. I'm really, really enjoying growing beans. They're great fun. I never used to store them demi-sec, and it's great. And I've got some dried ones. Peas, I'm drilling through those. It's not a vegetable I think of a lot, but I am now because I'm trying to get through my freezer. Celery, I have tons left, but I use that in almost every meal. Yeah, broad beans, I've been going through those, using those up too. I've got a lot. I still got some tomatoes. I've certainly got a lot of berries. Going through those. Many desserts. Made a pie on the weekend actually again, and apple from apples that someone gave me, and that were frozen, and blueberries. But I've got I've made blackcurrant jam, but I've still got a good little bit of black currants. I've got some red currants, not many. Tons and tons of blueberries. I still have a good amount of strawberries. Made a strawberry pie a couple of times. Oh my goodness, so good. So lots of berries. So yeah, really good on that front. Actually, speaking of berries, I'll briefly talk about a couple of things. I like to keep trying to add perennials to my garden. So this year, I've got some raspberry canes coming, some bare root raspberry. I think it's only 6 plants. And I have to figure out a spot to let them kind of go crazy away from my garden. I ordered horseradish. I really just, it's not even something I eat a whole lot of. I did as a child. I mean, my mom always had horseradish in the fridge that we had with roast beef. Love horseradish. I love hot things. I love wasabi. So I want to experiment with that, and it's a perennial. And it's safe enough for me. I mean, I'm not putting it in my garden beds because it's, the rhizomes, of course, will keep coming and coming, and you'll have it for life. But that's it. I just need to buy this one batch of horseradish, and I have that for life. I think that's the only 2 that I've added. I'm trying some perennial herbs. I can't remember which ones I've ordered. I'm not sure they're going to make it. And then I've just got, my regular stock. I've really got to, I think we all want to make sure we're getting a bit more self-sufficient these days. And I'm very pleased with my progress year after year. And so this year, just really want to concentrate on bulking up on more carrots, beets if the mice don't get them. Just some of the staples that figure out a way to just concentrate on a bit more. I'm self-sufficient in many of my vegetables year-round now, so I just want to concentrate on the others. So a couple of fun things I've got just for fun is cucumelons. I never bought them because I just thought they were sort of a fun thing to have, and more of a gimmick. But I keep reading people who they don't bring them inside because they're nibbling them out in the garden. They love them so much. I'm reading that all the time. So any vegetable that does that you're just nibbling outside before you even get it in the door, I gotta try. So I'm gonna try the cucumelons. Hopefully they grow here well, if I do it right. And, an artichoke. Globe artichoke. This one is supposed to, if I put it out for the 10 days of cold weather just before the start, to fool it into thinking it went through a cold spell, should produce in my climate, so they say can produce, I should say, artichokes, because it's a biannual, so, which would not work here. So in the first year, I should get artichokes if I do it correctly. It's just for fun. I don't even, if they're in a grocery store, I don't pick them up. But I have such fond memories of artichokes. I love them. I do enjoy them. So I'd love to get into them. I have space. They're big sprawling plant, but I have space to put them somewhere, tuck them away from the rest of the beds. But I have a great memory of, my dad loved to eat out. Food was everything, and we would go to very nice restaurants quite a lot, sometimes every Sunday if he was around. He traveled a lot with work. And I have just this wonderful memory. I was an older girl at the time. Yeah, I must have been 19 because I remember I had a glass of wine. But I had ordered an artichoke. It came out, this Top Chef, it was a 5-star restaurant. And it was just so beautiful and so beautifully prepared. And the vinaigrette that I dipped in, and it's just a beautiful memory with my mom and my dad. And I want to grow them, oddly. I don't know, maybe it's reliving those things. I don't know. But I love them. So let's see if we can do it. But it's just for fun. May never amount to anything. Shouldn't even talk about it because nothing will probably come. So yeah, I'll just show you the few plants I have. And it's kicking off the season. I've got to hold back, much as I'd love to, on planting tomatoes. It's still too early here. The peppers that I have, you'll see, they'll grow inside. Ones for outside it would be just soon. I can start those very soon. And I'm going through my seed packs right now to see what's at the 11-week that I can plant. Now, if it says it's 10, I would start it now, because I can push what the seed packs say. I usually push a week to 2 weeks and get away with it, because again, of my 120 days, I've got to make sure some of those get out. But everything that I can plant outside that will grow in that 120, I plant outside. I do not start inside anymore. It's too much of a hassle. It's too much of the replanting on. I don't have grow lights. I grow in my windows, and my windows are packed. Oh, you get the black gnats, and it just and then I'm not here. My work, I leave at 6:30 often, and get home at, it could be 8. So there's no hardening off in my world, and some survive. You know, I will do this with my Brussels sprouts. They survive pretty good, but not all of them. So I overplant, and you'll see that. And the few that survive every year are perfect for us. Anyways, enough rambling on. I'll show you my plants, and that's it for now, until I see what my seed packs say, what I can start planting or need to plant. And we'll see you next week, hopefully. Here's my first set of leeks. They're looking great. There's my Brussels sprouts. They're called Jade Cross. It looks like I've got a lot, but most of these won't survive. There's so many issues that occur out in my garden. Last year, I only probably had 4 plants in the end because the mice ate them all. Years before that, it's been hurricane winds or some horrible frost or something that's really gotten them. And this is my second set of leeks. This is the American flag. The other was the lancelot, and they're just starting to come. It's my succession plant. And this is my celery. This is celeriac. Nothing's come up. And I don't think anything, it was brand new seeds last year, and I don't think anything came up last year either. I might have had 2 plants of celeriac, and that was it. So hopefully I'll get something. This is my Utah celery. I really like this one now. They are all coming up. I planted them in these little pods. In retrospect, I don't know what I was thinking, because of course I dropped them down the holes, and celery really needs to get sunlight to germinate, although I seem to be proving it wrong, because they're all coming up from the holes anyways, which I'm pleased with. And every single one, this is really old seed now. My gosh, it's probably 4 years old, of the Chinese pink celery. And it never fails to germinate. It's a really hardy, different type of celery. Maybe not the most lovely raw chewing celery, but they're darn pretty. And freeze phenomenal. So that's that. This is just some bunching onions seeds that were really old. I thought I'd throw in and see if anything was going to happen. I somehow doubt it will, but I just threw them in because I'm not a real fan of these little pods. I just had them, it was a gift, and thought I'd use them up. So I'm going to have to break them apart to pot these on when fairly soon. They're leggy. They always are for me here, because I've just got them on the floor. See, there's my window out there. Beautiful day out, sun-wise, but it's minus 20 wind chill, so it's freezing still. So they will be a little bit leggy, but I don't worry about that, because I have to repot these on, and I'll plant them deep. And this is just a mess of old plants over here, but little tomatoes coming. Rosemary's being choked out by a seed that fell in from my spinach plant that I finally got rid of. But I just cut this whole thing and I'll throw it into a meal. This is just some basil I've started. Usually remains in the house, and I may put a few outside. Here's some peppers I have. They'll probably stay in the house, so I don't mind that I started them early. I may start more for outside, but they never quite work well for me in this short season. But these are doing good and look happy in the sun. Can't tell you what kind they are because I threw all kinds of different seeds, and I don't mind a surprise. And this is a plant I'm just growing for fun. It's called a Cucumelons, something like that. It's a new one to me, and as I said, just grew it in the house for fun. Hopefully it'll go great outside as a new green for us. Looks promising. I'm leaving you with a wee clip from my morning drive. Have a wonderful week. Take care.